Hello, all my empath friends. This one is especially for you today. I want to chat about why empaths are often misunderstood, one of the many reasons, and why we often feel almost like we don't need to speak up, which can then cause even more misunderstanding and miscommunication with people and relationships in our life. And so it's so important to do throat chakra healing as the empath, especially if you relate to what I'm about to share. So this is how I typically see this play out, and I am 100% guilty myself as well. I want you to think about what makes an empath, right? Our innate ability, that clairsentience within us, to be able to feel into and pick up on the energy of our surroundings, the people that we are in relationship with, that we communicate with. And when we're so tuned in to their feelings, sometimes even the clairsentient can go as far as feeling their physical pain. It's like people don't have to tell you exactly what they're feeling because you can sense it. You feel it with your empath detectors. That is something that you're tuning into probably all of the time in your life and probably in most, if not all, of your relationships. So you're so tuned in that you feel like you really get people. That's that empath lie detector as well, where you know when someone's being fake, you know when someone's lying, you know when someone's telling a tall tale. And when people are expressing themselves, you read between the lines. I have a podcast on this, empathic listening. You listen with your whole body when you are tuned into somebody. You read beyond just what their words are saying, or you're hearing, or you're seeing them type in a text. And you tune into their body language, their tone, but especially their energy. The vibration that they put off through their voice, through their being. Here's where it gets tricky, because that is a beautiful fucking gift. That is not something I want to throw out the door or get rid of. No. That is a beautiful attribute and skill set to be able to have in communication. But because we are so damn good at tuning into and reading between the lines of other people's words, energy, vibration, emotions, body language, etc., there often then unconsciously becomes this expectation that everyone else can do what you can do as an empath. That everyone else can also read between your lines and read into your body language and the energy that you are putting off, and that they'll just get you. They'll understand what you meant by that. Or almost like this assumption of telepathy where you are telepathic and you are just tuning into the thoughts, feelings, emotions of the world and your surroundings. And it's like, oh, well, duh, like, can't everyone do that? Can't everyone just, aren't they reading my mind? I know you're not consciously thinking or expecting that people can read your mind. I know that. But unconsciously, this is part of who you are and part of how you show up in the world. So there can be this unconscious assumption and expectation that the other people are going to understand you as well as you understand them. Who relates to this? Do you feel like you expect people to understand you as well as you understand them? I've been in that boat, and I've thought, why don't you get it? Why? Like, what is the wrong with our communication right now? And it's because I was relying on my energy And the blueprint of my energy should just do its job and explain to everyone who I am, what I mean, the deeper understanding of that, instead of actually using my words. Words are only 7% of communication, but in something like a text or a post on social media, it is just words. That's why I love podcasting and I love live video, because you guys get to see more and feel much more of my energy. And so we have this expectation that they're just gonna get it, and then they don't, and it's like, why am I misunderstood? Well, you are such a good detector of all of that, but not everyone is. And so we have to use those words. We have to use our throat chakra. We have to open up our voice. This is your truth center, your seat of self-expression and communication with the world. And while all of that empath magic is beautiful, not everyone gets that or is able to pick up on your energy the way that you pick up on theirs. So it's time to start using your throat, your voice. If your throat chakra could speak, what would it say? I'm just curious. What would your throat chakra have to say right now? And I want you to reflect for a moment. Is there anything you've been feeling that you are expecting people in your life to get and understand and just to know? Versus, like, ask yourself, have I actually told them how I'm feeling? Or is it just an unconscious expectation? I believe you all have something to share. It's so interesting. I've been doing this launch for Ready, Set, Record and this deep, deep throat chakra activation. And my, very, very, very base of my throat has been so tender lately. It's been so tender, a little sore, because I can feel in my own journey more of my voice coming out in this process. This is what happens. You launch something in your life, there's something in your life that happens parallel to it. So let me know what you think about this. Share your insight around this below. And what I like to do on the last day of a launch, because today is the last day of my launch for Ready, Set, Record, throat chakra activation, empath, learning how to actually say what you're feeling versus just expect people to sponge and attune with their antennas to that energy, mixed with live video and podcasting, because communication is not just your writing, it is not just your words, it is so much deeper than that. And it's blended together in this one-of-a-kind experience. It's 8 weeks long. There's numerous modules that go into clarity, embodiment, inner child, how to find your flow in live video, podcasting, if that's a route you want to take. I keep telling people who are interested and not sure about podcasting, you might change your mind, and if not, the course is still worth it, I promise you. And there's 4 calls. We have 2 Q&As and 2 group coaching calls to help you find that clarity and to answer all of your questions, but also as a practice field. I used to play soccer, and there was a practice field and then there was like a game field. This is the container that's like the practice field for you to, on calls, use your voice, share your voice with us in just a small supportive container to practice using your voice. Because it's going to get easier and more comfortable, more natural, certainly more organic over time. So I'm just going to tune in for a second, because every container that I've ever created, that you've ever created, or you've ever been in has a soul of its own, a frequency of its own. And I believe that the people who are being called to Ready, Set, Record are called for a divine reason, and we're meant to be on this throat chakra activation journey together now in 2020 at this moment. And I want to see what the soul of this container, what does she want to express? Wow. So there's actually a lot of sadness, there's a lot of grief, there's a lot of turmoil, there's a lot of conflict. And we see that. We're feeling that as empaths in the collective consciousness right now. We've been feeling that this whole fucking year. Have you guys been feeling it? Let me know below. Let me know in the comments. I've been feeling it. And the message from the soul of this container that you're gonna know if you want to be a part of, if it's a yes for you, if it's a hell fucking yes for you, she's just showing me all of that conflict and turmoil and grief. And she's literally showing me Ready, Set, Record as a healing portal, not a get shit done, grow my following portal, a healing portal that through doing, you can transmute your grief, your turmoil, your conflict. And you're going to do that through your voice. You're going to do that through sharing your heart. You're going to do that through sharing your truth. The planet needs you right now. There's such a heaviness in this. But then within the heaviness, there's this deep potential for light. And that's through you. It's through your voice. It's through what you share on the internet that becomes possible. And you make it possible for other people. And they make it possible for other people. I'm just here to show you what's possible for you. And any sort of attribute, characteristic, energy you see in me is in you. I'm just a reflection, a mirror for you. The pathway is through. The pathway is through. That's what the soul keeps telling me. The pathway is through. Commitment, a deep reverence. The sovereignty of your voice, the independence of your voice, the uniqueness of your voice, being felt, heard, seen, understood by the world right now. I know that might spark fear. And if it is sparking fear within you, I want you to know that that's also a sign that you deeply care about having an impact on those things that you are feeling grief, conflict, stress, turmoil around right now. And that you can be part of the change. And that your story alone has deep healing frequencies encoded within it. Yeah. And now this song's coming through and it's that times are changing, the seasons are changing, and now is the time for you to freaking evolve and change in the way you express yourself as we literally change seasons. I love this so much. I'm so excited for Ready, Set, Record. This is just a deep invitation. I know I'm on a live video and there's more than one person watching right now, but I want you to hear this as if I'm asking you directly. I am looking you in the eyes, yes, you, and asking you, will you join me? Will you join me and be part of this change? And freaking turn your volume up to 100. It feels so liberating. It feels so good. And I want you to be able to experience that as well. Okay. That feels complete. Thank you to the soul of Ready, Set, Record for coming through and helping us deliver this message today. And if you are just jumping in, go back and listen to the beginning because I shared why as an empath you might be feeling really misunderstood and having trouble with communication, and why it's very important to start using your words and opening your throat chakra. All right, cart closes tonight. Love you, love you, love you. Have a good day.